disruptive or revolutionary. The last 10 or so years working with entrepreneurs from over 100 countries, and we generally work with entrepreneurs who are between ages 18 and 32. So these are people that stay ahead of the curve or are at the curve. We learn one simple commonality. It's the information that makes it happen. And information, two types of information. One is learned information, the other one is just realized. And what I mean by that is the following. So if you're starting any kind of a business, and I'm sure most of you can relate, you've either thought of starting something or you have, you want to come up with an idea that solves a problem. If the idea is not solving a problem, there is nothing else really to do. The second is, if you're able to actually go through the process of developing a business. Now, these two things are easily taught, and they're taught in a variety of places, from universities to labs, in-house, from partners, from colleagues, so there's really nothing to it. There's two other elements that actually contribute to entrepreneurship that need to be realized, and this is the element that is kind of elusive, and one needs to decipher. You commonly hear people trying to figure out what is that passion that drives an entrepreneur, why one person does it and the other person doesn't do it. And it's really not about whether that person really has the idea as to what to do, but it's in the following two things. First, know the size of the reward that you're going to gain from your efforts. This is a very important element. And the second is, how relevant is that reward to you? So it's not only what it is that you may gain, but do you really need it? Do you really want it? When entrepreneurs or people that are trying to get into an entrepreneurial affair are clear about these two elements, besides the two that one can learn, it's an easy decision. You know they'll be around. You know they'll get it done. For example, if a person, whether you're going to start an online teaching application or whether you're going to start a bakery, you want to know if anyone is going to need your baked goods. You also want to know if you can actually plan, build, operate, and sell it. But now the key is to also really figure out what you're going to get from your efforts and whether you really want to do this and how that's going to contribute. So if those elements are figured out, there's an equilibrated balance, so to speak, that comes into the nature of a person, and more likely or not, you know they'll be there first thing in the morning at 4 o'clock preparing the dough for the next morning. So absolutely, entrepreneurship can be taught, but if we only rely on teaching what's very apparent, that's not enough. We should also look at these people as individual actors and really see what drives them, and that driving is really not a magical element, it's just an awareness about certain things. If you're able to do so, you're absolutely going to be successful. And over the years, we've seen this transformation happen in a number of people, be it from developed world or developing world, it really doesn't matter. If it's clearly articulated to them, if the information is there and that information is transparent, not to the third parties, but for themselves, the success essentially is there. So again, entrepreneurship, whether it can be learned, absolutely. Whether some people are born with it, some people are born with a lot of things we're not going to talk about today. Thank you.
Thank you, Armin. Really very, very helpful. Now let's turn to the industry. Mr. John David.